Yuba-Sutter.Live's local government live streams are presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at plumaslakeselfstorage.com.
Defense to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Vasquez.
Here.
Supervisor House.
Here.
Supervisor Fuhrer.
Yes.
Supervisor Bradford is absent. Supervisor Messick.
Here.
Thank you.
So before we get to consent, we're going to propose to add an agenda item. So
Yeah, I was busy looking for our sister city, but we want to make sure that we dot our I's and cross our T's. So we're also going to, in addition to that, give me approval for missing the meeting.
So I'm going to make this motion that we add an agenda item for today's agenda to grant permission for Supervisor Fuhrer for his absence from the state for 30 days, but no more than, in accordance with Government Code Section 1063, and move that there is a need to take immediate action that came to the attention of the county after the agenda deadline to add the following item to the agenda.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'd like to, yes, that's the reason we should have a code of conduct. And the question is, where did you go? China?
I was meeting with your overlords there. It was awesome. Your paycheck's in the mail.
All right. Well, that's why they have
All right.
rules prior to.
Yeah. All right, so that's approved. We're going to add that to the agenda. Now, will that be under just consent? Or we'll take it as a separate item first and we'll go before consent? Well, we already approved to add it to the agenda. Now, any discussion? Any
Through
further?
the chair.
Yeah.
I just have some discussion. Not sure when the stipulation was made, the 30-day mark, but I'm sure it was before the age of cell phones and computers and everything else. So if in the future I need to take a 30-day trip somewhere, I'll make sure I tell everybody, but I support approving this.
Okay.
All right.
I think there's a requirement to say where you're going if you go out of state.
You think
Yeah.
lots of things. Usually they're not true, but you
I
think
don't-
lots of things.
I don't know if is that part of the requirement? Just it's just a notification. It's just a notification that you're going to be out of the state.
Notice you follow the rules.
And it's 30 days consecutive. So some of us are gone for more than 30 days at different times throughout the year, but it's a consecutive days for notification.
There
There's
was
nothing
there is a
specified.
problem with the FBI about visits to China, so that's why I asked.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Is there anyone from the public wish to speak on this? Hearing none?
Through the
Okay.
chair, I move for approval.
I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Yes. No.
Okay. Oh, okay. Item passes. All right. Thank you. Now we'll go on to consent agenda. We are going to pull item 331 at the request of staff. So is there any comments, any questions from the supervisors on the consent agenda?
I'll recuse myself from 356.
All right.
Abstain.
Any public comment on the consent agenda? All right. I will entertain a
So
motion.
moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Moving on to special presentations. Receive quarterly update from Community Development Service Department.
Good morning. Bear with me one moment while I get my presentation. All right. Good morning, members of the board. My name is Ashley Potocznik. I'm the Business Engagement Manager in CDSA. And I'm here today to provide you with the quarterly development update from Q2 of 2025. Before diving into the projects that we're going to discuss today, I just wanted to do a quick refresher of the pillars of economic development that we use in Yuba County in our economic development work. So we have strategic planning and resilience, business expansion and retention, attraction and marketing, talent and workforce development, as well as small business support. This morning, I'm going to be specifically zeroing in on attraction and marketing, where we're seeing some exciting momentum in our industrial pipeline with some new prospects and expanding businesses looking to locate in Yuba County. So before I cover the specific projects in our pipeline, I want to talk about tradable sectors and what that means, because our pipeline specifically focuses on these tradable sector businesses. So these are businesses that sell goods and services outside of our region and bring new dollars into our economy. These industries are critical drivers of our long-term economic growth and a very strong indicator of regional competitiveness. Our pipeline that I'll discuss today is going to include tradable sectors that are new prospects. So these are new companies locating in Yuba County, as well as expansions of existing businesses in Yuba County. And I wanted to note that the pipeline that I'll discuss today, there's a kind of a range of projects from early inquiry to likely locates. And we have identified them today with project names to maintain confidentiality for the business. So without further ado, our first project in the industrial project pipeline is Project Soils. So this is a biochar soil amendment development company out of Japan. They're an ag tech company, and they are looking to locate in Yuba County. It's in the early phases, but they are proposing in phase one $210,000 in capital investment and about 3 new jobs. The next project is Project Cerulean. It's a clean energy company. This is a warm lead, so it's still in the early phase, but we consider it a warm lead at this point. It's a Bay Area company that converts organic waste into hydrogen and electricity. It's a very scientific process that I probably can't explain to you, but they are, like I mentioned, they're currently operating in the Bay Area and looking at locating in Yuba County. They have a very high capital investment if they were to locate in our region, with about 15 new jobs. Project Indigo is an ag and heavy equipment new prospect, and they're a construction equipment retailer. They currently exist in the Bay Area, and they're a very high sales tax generating business in their current city that they're operating in. And they were introduced to us through a referral from another business in our pipeline. The exact capital investment is to be determined, but it would be about 20 new jobs and would include the redevelopment of about a 5-acre site. Project Indigo is another project in our pipeline that we consider a very likely locate because they have acquired property on Rancho Road. They're in manufacturing of auger bits, so heavy machinery. So they manufacture this machinery as well as have a rental operation for the equipment that utilizes these auger bits. Their capital investment of this is to be determined as well, but they will be, they're proposing to construct a new facility. So the cost will be determined as they've kind of provided more information on what they'll be building. The next project in our pipeline is a new locate. It's Pizer Fence. So there's no code name for this company because they are currently operating in Yuba County. They acquired the Mahindra tractor faculty, and they're planning to install additional equipment and will be extending some infrastructure. And this will provide about 30 plus new jobs. The next project in our pipeline is Project Henderson, which is an active project as well. It's a manufacturing company of construction materials. So they manufacture exterior molding. They recently have purchased property on Feather River Boulevard, and they're planning to retool and redevelop the site. They're looking at a $50 million capital investment and upwards of 150 jobs. So this is a really big project for Yuba County, and we're all really excited for the prospect of this company locating in our region. The last project that I will call out in our pipeline today is G2 Energy. I'm sure many of you are familiar with this. They've been operating in Yuba County for 15 plus years, but they are undergoing an expansion project with Waga Energy. And essentially what they currently do is convert landfill gas to electricity. And this expansion is going to take the excess landfill gas and convert it into renewable natural gas. The proposed capital investment is $30 million, so this is a pretty large capital investment that is underway in the community. So why does this matter? That's kind of the next thing. Why should we care about the projects in our pipeline in these tradable sectors? So in order to define that, I want to talk a bit about economic impact. So capital investment, or CapEx, as economic development professionals like to call it, the capital investment for these projects are large, and they increase property values, which generate higher property tax and revenue to support public services. However, these jobs also create additional jobs, improve local infrastructure, and signal that Yuba County is ready for business. So we measure impact not only in the direct effects, so the increased property value, but in the indirect effects. So that's business to business. Where are they going to be purchasing the equipment? Which suppliers are they going to be utilizing? As well as the induce effect. So this is the additional household revenue that people are going to our local businesses and spending their dollars. Together, these impacts reflect the broader value of each project, not just in dollars, but in the long-term economic vitality of our community. So if we run a basic economic impact model, the model is similar to InPlan, which is a software that's used for economists to run these models. If we were to run a very basic one based on our pipeline as it is, we're looking at 200 to 250 new jobs, each with an average salary of about $80,000. Which equates to 16 to 20 million in direct wages entering into our local economy each year. So that's the direct impact. When you factor in the ripple effects, like spending on supplies, services, and increased household spending, the total economic impact is 40 to 50 million annually. This includes the creation of approximately 350 to 400 new jobs across various sectors, such as retail, services, and construction. So not just in these industrial type businesses. So these projects represent a pretty major economic win for Yuba County. They bring in quality jobs, stimulate our local business activity, and support long-term regional growth. So we're excited in economic development and in community development to share our pipeline with you, and we plan to semi-regularly give you an update on what's in the pipeline, what's a warm lead, what's a likely locate, and then of course to celebrate the locates when the company is announcing that. So in addition to economic development, there's a lot happening in community development. Public Works continues this momentum of infrastructure projects. And in the last quarter, they completed the Garden Avenue Safe Routes to School project, which was a really great project with full complete streets infrastructure. And in the next quarter, they're going to be working on the North Beale Road complete streets as well as the Feather River Boulevard project. In planning, we received several new applications which show steady support and investment in the community. Some of these applications are, as you can see here, for land use and zoning related like signage, a new digital billboard sign in Plumas Lake, and then applications for design review for a new subdivision, as well as a new quick service restaurant in Plumas Lake. And we had a pre-application meeting for a quick service restaurant on North Beale Road. There's also been some exciting movement on the approved project side in planning. Several new home-based businesses, which show that entrepreneurial spirit here in Yuba County, as well as on the development side, we've seen design reviews approved for new subdivisions, as well as for the River Oak Shopping Center in Plumas Lake that will include the holiday market, which I'm just gonna do a plug here. We're excited. A groundbreaking will be announced shortly for the holiday market in Plumas Lake. So that's a very exciting development that we're looking forward to. Each quarter, we also track the total number of building permits issued. This is a way to monitor development trends over time. You've seen this before as we've presented to you. And you can see in the kind of green color, that is this quarter's number of building permits issued.
Can you move that task bar down a little?
Yes,
There.
probably can.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
that better?
Yeah,
Hopefully.
explains the colors.
Yeah, true. True. So this is comparing the last 4 years of all building permits issued in each quarter. Okay, I'll click the mouse now. Okay, we've also seen some strong commercial permit activity. So these are commercial permits that are in review and have been recently issued. This is not an exhaustive list, of course. This is just some that we want to highlight that are showing some substantial movement and investment in our commercial corridors, as well as a new bar in Wheatland that we're excited about. The Burger King in Linda is getting some renovation and a facelift. And of course, the Chipotle restaurant, which you likely have seen the building pad really coming to life out in Linda. We're also tracking residential building permits. So this is showing production homes, so your standard tract homes in single family subdivisions over the quarters. As you can see in this quarter, there has been a bit of a drop compared to the last couple quarters in permits issued. However, we are well on our way to exceed our final occupancy permits for these homes in this year. So this 296 number is showing just the first 2 quarters of 2025. And last year in 2024, we were at 468 for the entire year. So we feel confident that we're going to meet or exceed those numbers. In residential housing as well, I'm sure many of you are aware of the 3D printed housing project in West Linda. This is an innovative housing development that we wanted to highlight because it shows the yes to Yuba mindset that we have in Yuba County and in CDSA. These homes, there will be 5 3D printed homes that it's the first of its kind in Yuba County for sure. And we're excited to see the progress with this developer. They're interested in developing more homes like this in Yuba County. And I just wanted to call out, this is a major win and kind of props to our building department for looking at this with a problem-solving attitude. Like, okay, this is a unique blueprint that I'm looking at, but how can we work with the developer to make sure this is meeting the California building codes that need to be met and still allow this innovative housing type? So you've seen this slide before. The main point I want to make here is that while I represent economic development, because I'm your business engagement manager, pretty much none of this is possible without the whole team. We all work together in CDSA under this Yes to Yuba mindset to bring projects and quality of life elements to the community, and it's only possible with leadership like you, the board, and the county leadership here, as well as our leadership in CDSA and the team who are really doing the hard work and making stuff happen. So thank you so much. I would be happy to answer any questions.
Great. Any questions of the board?
Through the chair. Is this on the website yet?
I don't think it is yet, but it will be. Give me maybe 5 to 10 minutes.
And we get a copy each as supervisors?
Yes, you will get a copy. I think you'll send it after the meeting. Yes.
I'd be amiss if I didn't say thank you to Rachel Downs who spearheaded this whole Yes to Yuba theory. There's nothing like this that I've ever run across in any of the building departments in the state of California. It's a very good job.
Great.
All right, any other questions or comments? Through the chair. Just wanted to say thank you for the continued work. It's pretty regular. You're reaching out, asking questions, and trying to find out what fits in our districts, and if we have any insight on developable properties, things like that. So definitely appreciate it. Thank you for including us, and thank you for all the work you're putting in, all the departments in this.
Those big projects at the beginning are super interesting to me. I'm really excited about those. I'm curious, what is the hurdle that stops the deal from going through? What can we do on our end to seal the deal? What would change the dynamics to make those things flow a little bit smoother or faster?
I mean, it's a lot of things, I would say, and every project is very unique. So it's hard to answer that with one overall.
So there's not a
question.
particular obstacle that constantly gets hit?
I would say, I would say probably not, in my opinion. There are obstacles that are hit. However, Yuba County has made a very intentional focus on streamlining permitting and entitlements, which can be an obstacle in other jurisdictions, to be perfectly frank. And that focus has been happening for the last 5+ years. So that emphasis on streamlining permitting and entitlements is our competitive advantage a lot in the economic development space, because, for instance, some of these projects in our pipeline might be looking at another jurisdiction that requires entitlements and CEQA that may take, 12 months. And here in certain districts, it's been streamlined so that that isn't a hurdle.
As to timeframes, what is the timeframe? There's hundreds of jobs there. I'm excited about hundreds of jobs. Are these a year out? Are these 3 years out? What's your thoughts on when these things will start hitting?
Each one is different, and I'm happy to kind of dig into them further if you have additional questions to kind of go over our full, because we highlighted the main ones, right? The one I will call out, Project Henderson, that's the construction materials project that they've located currently. So they're going to be opening in spring 2026 from everything we've heard. And then it will scale up, right? The 150+ jobs isn't going to start day one. It'll be a scale up. So I would say that project specifically in the next couple of years.
Great. On your economic model,
Yeah.
you used a multiplier for indirect. It was a little shy of 3. When I try and figure out stuff, I just round it to 3 for my economic model for indirect benefits. When you did your jobs, it was less than 3. It was maybe a factor of 1.5 or 2. What made you choose those numbers for your economic model projections?
So it was based very heavily on how IMPLAN, the Economic Development Modeling Program, is doing these models. To be perfectly frank, we lean on our partners often to do these kind of advanced economic impact reporting numbers. A lot of times we lean on GSEC because they have a team that is able to,
So it's the software categories.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really the software that's telling us how it's being done. This specific report I didn't run through IMPLAN specifically, but it was following the same framework.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent presentation. Really enjoyed it. Thank you. Okay.
All right.
Okay, we'll move forward. Public communications. Any person may speak about any subject or concern provided is within the jurisdiction of the Board of Supervisors. It's not already on today's agenda. Total amount of time allotted for receiving such public communications shall be limited to a total of 15 minutes. Each individual or group will be limited to no more than 3 minutes. Prior to this time to speak, a request to fill out a request to speak card and submit it to the Clerk of the Board of Supervisors. Please note, no board action can be taken on comments made under this heading. Do we have any requests to speak?
Through the chair, we have one request to speak card and no hands raised on Zoom.
Okay, we have another one here. If you could just grab a card back there and fill it out real quick and hand it to Natalie while our other speaker's speaking, that'd be great.
Our first speaker will be Tony Farley.
Farley, 1208 Will Creek Drive in Norfolk City. Thank you, Kevin, County Administrator. Thank you for your service. Thank you, Janet Bender, County Councilman George. Thank you, John Misk. Thank you for your service. Thank you, Seth Fuller, the potluck buffet. Like that sounds good. Thank you, Supervisor House. Thank you, Hoorah, Annie Vasquez, the Reserve Deputy in Vietnam War Marine Corps. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you, Fire Chief. Thank you, Rachel, Media. Thank you, Rachel, from Community Development. Thank you, Dr. Liu. Thank you, Jennifer over there. Thank you for your service for everybody. And thank you, Restore that humanity. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Tony. Okay, we have another one coming up. He's filling it. You can just bring that card on up. And then just state your name for the record and when your comments.
Sammy Mendoza. This is my first time addressing this board. I didn't even know you guys existed here prior. I've been to the city council, board of supervisors. I didn't know you guys even existed. Just to let you guys know my intention, speaking of economic development, I'm an economist. I studied out of UC Davis, so I'm a little bit out of breath. I rode my bike here this morning. But right now I've been announcing my intentions to run the Chamber of Commerce. I ran into Rennick at the Peach Festival this last Saturday. And I've been announcing my intentions to run the Chamber of Commerce, Yuba-Sutter out of Yuba City. I've spoken to the Marysville City Council. They've given me their approval. I've given them my plan, my strategies, as far as helping our businesses, our local ministries, our boards. If you guys would like to know my plan, I would love to submit that to you guys, maybe even give you a presentation. But that's pretty much it. I just want to let you guys know my intentions. I'm really excited about Yuba-Sutter. I love business. I love economics. I'm well studied, well read. And I've been really studying this area for the past few years, trying to figure out how we can stimulate our economy in a way that's not just industrial, but also very cultural. I feel like that's something that we could really use around here, a cultural evolution, to stimulate our economic growth and fortify our region to really build something powerful as a unified counties, both our counties, Yuba and Sutter. I'm homegrown here. I moved here when I was back in 2003 from Los Angeles. So I'm really excited to serve you guys. Your support really would mean a lot to me. The old executive director moved out, Janelle, and right now there's no one really there. I've been talking to the Economic Development Corporation as well. So just really letting you guys know who I am, what I do, what I'm good at. I would love to submit a resume to you guys, a cover letter, and also my economic plan. So I look forward to doing that with you guys. My name is Sammy Mendoza. I would love to reach out to you guys soon and meet with you all in person, individually, so we could talk more. God bless you guys, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sammy, you are free to email me your economic plan. I am interested to see it. And you cycled here from Davis this morning, so you put 40 miles on your bike. Impressive.
No, I rode here from Yuba City.
Okay. I've been really impressed.
I've been trying to stay in shape. That's kind of crazy. I've been trying to stay in shape. One of my main things also for the regions, I want to make it really bike friendly, just like Davis. But
Cool.
But yeah, so thank you.
Great, we appreciate it. Anyone else? Anybody that didn't fill out a card? No hands on Zoom? All right, we're going to move on to county departments. All matters listed under county departments are action items which will be considered and voted on separately. First one is Human Resources, approved memorandum of understanding with Yuba County Deputy Sheriff's Association for a term of August 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2027. Tiffany.
Good morning.
Morning.
My glasses today. Okay, good morning, board. Chair for the day, Tiffany Manuel, Human Resources Director. Following recent negotiations with our Deputy Sheriff's Association, we are pleased to present to your board for approval the Memorandum of Understanding between Yuba County and the DSA. With your approval, the agreement will be in place from August 1st, 2025 through June 30, 2027. Additionally, I request that you approve the resolution to amend Resolution 2025-049 regarding the county's salary schedule and extra help hourly schedule as it relates to the Deputy Sheriff's Association contractual agreement effective August 1st, 2025. So at this point, I'll just kind of summarize the main provisions agreed to in this round of negotiations. We have an agreement in place to place DSA classifications and their applicable range number on the county's range table, aligning the DSA's pay structure with the rest of the county. The county's health insurance contribution will be 100% of the CalPERS Gold employee-only premium and 90% of the CalPERS Gold Employee Plus One and Employee Plus Family premiums. The dental and vision will remain the same at 100% of the base plan for employee-only and 80% of the base plan for Employee Plus One and Employee Plus Family premiums. Effective July 1, 2026, the ranges will receive a cost of living adjustment with a minimum of 1% and a maximum of 3.5% based upon the 2026 April to April California Consumer Price Index for all urban consumers. There is an agreement that staff who are assigned to work at any special event where an outside organizer reimburses the sheriff's department for staffing at the overtime rate will receive overtime pay for those hours worked at the event. DSA new employees will now begin accruing vacation on the same schedule as all other county employees based upon their first date of employment. The bereavement leave language was updated to be consistent with state requirements, and employees who meet certain criteria would be eligible to receive 24 hours of paid bereavement leave. Existing language identified that DSA employees receive holiday in lieu compensation equal to 7% of their base pay. This has been updated so they will receive their holiday in lieu on their hourly rate of pay. And the probationary period language will allow an extension of the probationary period for up to 6 months with approval from the Department and Human Resources. The education and specialty pay has transitioned from a fixed amount to a percentage-based system tied to their base pay. And lastly, DSA and the county are interested in exploring a career development program for correctional officers. We would like to create a committee to assess all applicable information and present the information to the county administrator. With that, I ask that your board approve the memorandum of understanding with Yuba County Deputy Sheriff's Association for the term of August 1st, 2025 through June 30, 2027, and authorize the chair to execute and adopt the resolution amending Resolution 2025-049, the basic salary and hourly schedule and extra help hourly schedule as they relate to the DSA contractual agreement effective August 1st, 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Tiffany. Any questions from the supervisors? Any comments? Anyone from the public?
Through the chair.
Entertain a motion then. Go
I
ahead.
just have a question on this.
Okay.
So in the past, there's been a kind of a informal pathway from working at the jail to becoming a deputy sheriff. Does this still promote that with the way that the wages are aligned? Because before you'd have a little bit lower in the correctional program, and the deputy sheriff trainees were a little higher, so it's like a step up to go become a trainee. Is that why you're developing a program to?
Actually, oddly enough, the two aren't related at all. Okay. What we actually ran into with the deputy sheriff trainee position is that the pay was much higher than the correctional officer pay. The deputy sheriff trainee is not a safety position, and so we couldn't take a correctional officer and put them in the deputy sheriff trainee position because they would lose their safety benefits. So we just realized internally that we needed to make some modifications there. The deputy sheriff trainee was really more so intended for external candidates who the sheriff's department were interested in working with. And sponsor essentially through the academy. What we're doing now with the correctional officers is if we have somebody that we're interested in putting them through the academy, then they go through the academy and they just remain in their same position. So there's no impact to their benefits or pay.
Through the chair.
Thank you.
Can this be done in one motion?
Be done in one motion, Janet?
Yes, you can move to approve staff's recommendation that Tiffany just gave you.
Okay, so moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you.
Ordinances and public hearings. If you challenge in court the action or decision of the Yuba County Board of Supervisors regarding zoning, planning, land use, or environmental protection matter made at any hearing described in this notice, you may be limited to raising only those issues you or someone else raised at such hearing or in written correspondence delivered to the Yuba County Board of Supervisors at or prior to such hearing. Public comments will be limited to 3 minutes per individual or group. First one, Sheriff Corner ordinance, hold public hearing, waive second reading, adopt ordinance reaffirming Chapter 2.155 adopted military equipment use policy, Title II of the Yuba County Ordinance Code, and receive annual report for 2024.
Morning. Lieutenant Chad Watson with the Yuba County Sheriff's Department. I'm just here to recommend that adopt the Yuba County Sheriff's Office Military Use Annual Report for 2024. The Military Equipment Use Annual Report was placed on the Yuba County Sheriff's Office website for public comment on June 2nd, 2025. A public meeting was held on June 26th, and there were no comments or questions. And and recommendation is to reaffirm the military use policy 706 of the Yuba County Sheriff's Office. The policy is continuously posted at the Yuba County Sheriff's Office website for public comment. I'm here to answer any questions if you guys have any.
Any questions of the board? None? All right. Any comments from the public? None. So I'll entertain a motion and we'll be doing a roll call vote.
Did you open the public hearing?
I'll ask for public comment. I'll open the public hearing. Anyone from the public wish to speak? I will close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Could we have a roll call vote, please?
Supervisor Vasquez.
Yes.
Supervisor House.
Yes.
Supervisor Fuhrer.
Yes.
Supervisor Bradford is absent. Supervisor Messick.
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you, Chad. Next item, Human Resources Public Hearing. Hold public hearing to receive information on the Yuba County vacancies, recruitment, and retention efforts for fiscal year 2025-2026.
Hello again. Okay, let's see if I can get this to work this time. Okay, good morning again. Tiffany Manuel, Human Resources Director. So this is something new for us. This is new across the entire state to hold a hearing with regards to our vacancies and recruitment and retention efforts. Today, we're holding this hearing to meet the requirements of Government Code Section 3502.3, also known as AB 2561, which was enacted into law effective January 1, 2025. It requires public agencies to present the status of vacancies and recruitment and retention efforts during a public hearing before the board at least once per fiscal year prior to the adoption of the final budget. The intended purpose is to ensure that public agency operations are appropriately staffed to minimize the impact on public service delivery, to ensure workers are not forced to handle heavier workloads and prevent burnout and increased turnover. The regulation identifies additional information the county would need to provide if requested by the unions if our vacancy rate meets or exceeds 20% by bargaining unit, and I'm happy to report that we are below this number. So to present to you the vacancy rate by bargaining unit, our largest bargaining group, YCA, they're at 14%. DDAA, our smallest, which is our deputy district attorneys, is 11%. Our Probation Peace Officers Association is at 17%. Our Management Safety Association is at 0%. And our Deputy Sheriff's Association is at 10%. Our countywide workforce vacancy, the total vacancy rate is at 12.31%. Okay, so over the past couple of years, we have all been diligently working on countywide recruitment and retention efforts. In 2024, we completed a countywide classification and compensation study. We updated compensation structure and our philosophy, making salaries more competitive to our comparable agencies. Our classifications were reviewed and minimum qualifications were updated to be less stringent. Our goal was to broaden our applicant pools, limit barriers, provide flexibility with experience substitution for education, and create alignment within our job series. We now provide ability for lateral moves between classes by modifying the education and experience requirements and allow for substitution. On July 1st of this year, Human Resources implemented our NeoGov recruiting module. This is a new applicant tracking system that replaces CalOps. This will allow us to streamline our recruitment process. It has a more user-friendly interface for our applicants. It creates transparency for candidates regarding status of application and communications. And it allows us to create a more targeted messages for specific recruitments and access to candidates who use NeoGov as a primary resource for seeking government and public sector jobs. Now that our recruiting module is complete, Human Resources will now begin a brief implementation of NeoGov Attract. This broadens our applicant pool and outreach to over 1.5 million candidates across the nation. It also gives a greater ability to source candidates with specific certifications, training, and experience. And of course, with our workforce development plan, as California's AB 2561 increases the focus on strategic workforce planning and retention in the public sector, I'm proud that Yuba County is already taking proactive steps to meet these expectations through our workforce development plan. Our efforts focus on building a strong pipeline of talent and retaining that talent by creating a meaningful, values-driven employee experience. We've enhanced our recruitment process with tools like NeoGov and our new countywide recruitment videos. We're building community connections through student internships with local school districts and local colleges. We participate in job fairs with the Sutter and Yuba One-Stops and the Tri-County Career Fair, which gave us access to 23 area high schools. We've hosted intern workshops focused on soft skills, interview prep, and job readiness. And we work with SkillBridge and Beale Air Force Base to employ retired military personnel. Beyond recruitment, we're improving retention through our improved culture that reflects our Yes to Yuba mindset, paying competitive wages and offering an excellent benefits package, focusing on employee development, creating career pathways, mentorship programs, and more meaningful onboarding processes. Together, these initiatives help us build a resilient workforce, one that meets both the spirit of AB 2561 and the long-term needs of our county and our community. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Any questions from the board?
Through the chair.
Yep.
Great presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hard work.
All right. So this isn't an action item. Is there any comments from the public? None? All right. Thank you, Tiffany. Excellent.
Need to open the public hearing.
Do we have we have a public hearing on that? Okay. Open the public hearing. Is there any comments from the public? I thought that was just a presentation, not a, we don't have to vote on this item,
Board
right?
comments too.
No, okay.
The bill allows for the unions to come and present.
All right.
I've communicated with the unions prior to this presentation, and there is no expectation that anybody from the union is here at the
All right. Well, with that, the public comments or public has been, hearing's been open and nobody from the public wants to speak. I will close the public hearing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Through the chair.
Yeah. Go
Through the
ahead.
chair.
Yep.
Move to accept the presentation. Is that, do we need to accept
I
it?
don't think so. I don't think there's nothing on here to first to vote on or anything, is there?
Or just receive it?
We're just receiving the public, we're just receiving it.
Okay.
All right. We'll move on to correspondence. Correspondence?
The board may direct any item of informational correspondence to a department head for appropriate action. And through the chair, there are 2 items of correspondence listed. 336-2025, receive financial statements and independent auditor's report for Dobbins, Oregon House Fire Protection District for fiscal years ending June 30th, 2023, 2022, and 2021, as well as item 342-2025, receive financial statements and independent auditor's report for Linda County Water District for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2024.
Great. Thank you, Natalie. So we'll go into board and staff members' reports. Andy.
Well, there was a little a number of upset Facebook members that wanted to enhance the conditions at POWMIA Park, and I got there was a letter which I forgot to read at the last meeting of Nick Clavel. It's it really put a good light to what our staff does without having to ask them. The letter goes, I'd like to assure you that I've already focused on the park lately. I was there Thursday. In fact, I've been there following the janitorial vendor closely. We have 3 new trash can bins on order through Recology to be placed in the park to add to the existing units. I went through the entire irrigation system personally to help elite service experts get a jump on the greening of the lawns. I ordered some play equipment parts recently that showed up last week. Superintendent Clint Gillespie installed them immediately. Last year, we replaced several large pieces of play equipment. The year before that, we replaced the drinking fountain. All this in addition to the ongoing efforts. Trash pickup twice a week, power washing once a month, and on-call graffiti removal and routine landscape maintenance. The park is in pristine. It could use some improvements. However, overall, it's a nice park, and I'm actively working on the deficiency. Much of the problems the park experiences stems from abuse, folks not picking up after themselves, and vandalism. But that letter put the lid on a lot of complaints. Thank you very much, Nick. And there's a question about the sanctuary law. And doing research, we find that today the sanctuary law doesn't actually refer to a place or a territory where immigrants can seek protection. Living in California alone does not shield anyone from deportation. Instead, the law clarifies what state and local law enforcement in California can and cannot do with regard to immigration. For example, the law says that local police cannot detain or keep someone in custody for more than 48 hours past their release date just for immigration officials to pick them up. The law does not restrict what the federal government can do in the state. To be clear, that means the U.S. immigration, better known as ICE, can still arrest and deport. Thank you.
Rennick?
Yeah, the last week was kind of a busy week. I started the weekend off in Philadelphia at the National Association of Counties. Gary typically travels to all of these events and helps give a local voice to these nationwide efforts. Right now we're in a series of changes to local funding, and it's important that all the counties kind of band together, especially rural counties across the nation, so that we don't get forgotten when they're making funding changes and shifts and rebuilding the way that the government's funded for at least for the next 4 years. So it was really impactful. Got a lot of experience on issues that we're facing in our county and across the state, not just with like housing and economic development and things like that. But it also showed that what we're doing in Yuba County is kind of leading the way on a lot of these issues. Economic development, specifically regionalizing efforts, is really how we leverage our small town staff with these giant cities that have huge economic development teams. When we partner with them, like we were talking about GSEC earlier, it really does give our county those venues to attract these big time investments and these big companies coming in. So, and it's all a ripple effect, like she showed earlier. So, but also finished out the week at the Peach Festival, spent 2 nights out there, manning the Yuba County Board of Supervisors booth, talked with hundreds of constituents, and got to hear a lot of concerns that still exist. And I know we always talk about how great it is in Yuba County, but I like to stay grounded and think about every person that lives in the county and want them to have that same feel. So we just got to keep up our efforts. And thank you for all the presentations today.
Thank you. Seth?
Stand Down is going to start, I think, August 15th, noon at the fairgrounds. So make sure if you're interested to come to that. The Legion's having tri-tip for dinner on Friday over in Olivehurst, so you guys should come to that. I believe that Rennick's son is selling $5 tickets for a breakfast. Not appropriate. We won't talk about that then. As far as other things that are going on, it's nice to see a former supervisor here with a Cub Scout getting a badge. So that's awesome. So I'll leave it to next.
All right. Thank you. Kevin?
Skipped over Janet, but I just had something as a reminder to the board. So the board meeting on August 12th, you're going to have the board meeting in the morning, and then in the afternoon, we start off our budget workshops with the departments. That's going to run through Tuesday afternoon, all day Wednesday, and then Thursday morning. So just make sure your schedules are clear and ready to hear all the great presentations from our county departments.
Okay, Janet?
Nothing from county council, thank you.
All right. So I've got the Mountain Fair coming up this weekend, and if you guys could all please come up and enter the, or be judges or whatever in the rib cook-off. I really need the votes over the sheriff's department because Chad Watson back there cooks a mean rib and beats me every year. So that's Saturday and Sunday up in Brownsville all day, if anybody wants to come up. And a couple of notes. I can't even read my own writing. I had a question. So every time they do a presentation on the board, we got to move these things around because we can't kind of see everything. Isn't there a way to do like a screen and screen to where we could have that stuff off to the side so we'd be seeing full screen over here and those separate? I'm definitely not a tech guy, but if there's any way to do that, it would make our presentations a little better, I think, on the screens. Wanted to bring that up. So Rennick and I and Gary manned the Peach Festival booth for the Yuba County Board of Supervisors. And like Rennick said, we had a lot of people come and it was really great getting to talk to so many people. We did raffle off a CCW class. Unfortunately, I forgot to go pick this stuff up from the stand down office. So we're going to have to do that raffle at a later date. I couldn't bring it here today. And then again, I also wanted to thank Public Works. I mean, you guys just rock stars. Guy sent Craig a text yesterday, and I got a text back from my constituent this morning that it was all taken care of. So just going to meetings with these guys up at the Forest Service and trying to get things done up in my district, just really working out great. That's all I have notes on. So we are going to.
I wanted to say that there's actually two former supervisors here, and one of them even gave me a ride last night when I was in need. So I really want to say thank you.
All right. So we are going to go.
Through the chair, there is a memorial adjournment. I've been informed for a retired Sutter County Undersheriff.
Okay.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, we will do when we adjourn, we'll do a memorial adjournment, and we'll have the details here. Do you have the name?
Williams Grove.
Okay, Williams Grove. Because more than likely, none of you guys are going to be here when we adjourn because now we're going to go into closed session. Well, we'll take what do you guys want, like a 10-minute break for closed session? You good?
Sure, 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Okay. We will adjourn, or we will take a break until 10 o'clock. We'll go into closed session in the back. Thank you.
Yuba-Sutter.Live's local government live streams are presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at plumaslakeselfstorage.com.
Hi, I'm Neil Goforth of Comfort Keepers of Yuba, Sutter, and Nevada counties. Caring for elders or even yourself has challenges. Comfort Keepers of Yuba, Sutter, and Nevada counties can help you address today's issues and plan for tomorrow with in-home and specialized care for you or your family members. Call us at 530-749-8800. Comfort Keepers of Yuba, Sutter, and Nevada counties.
lived on alive. It's the truth that comes through.